And so our Fermi lesson this week, we're going to look at a couple of different things and see if you can find the connection. So we're going to look at the activity Penguin Island, okay, which is a digital app, and we'll look at how to play that. But if you look at the assignment, you'll see that there's also a problem. So we'll look at how we do Penguin Island. But there's also this problem. And that's not going to do us much good with it that way, is it? So let's see if we can find a different copy of it. And there it is. Okay. So suppose you have a chest with 3 drawers. One contains 2 red, one contains 2 blue, and the other contains 1 red and 1 blue. You don't know which drawer is which. You reach into one of the drawers at random and pull out one of the socks. It turns out to be red. What's the probability that the other sock in the drawer is also red? Okay, so you have a red red, a blue blue, and then a red blue. And so you've pulled out a red. What's the probability that the other one is red? Okay, so the interesting thing is that this problem is somehow related to the thing that we're going to look at, which is our Penguin Island problem. So if we look at Penguin Island, what happens in Penguin Island, make it a little bit bigger, is you're trying to get a population that has more penguins than humans. And so you have a bag that has just these 3 tiles in it. So it's like a domino, so it has 2 sides. So this tile has a penguin on both sides. This one has a penguin on one and a human on the other. This one has a human on both sides. So you mix them up and you pull one out, and it could be either side, so you can't tell which side it is. It's not like it, you can tell front or back. And so you pull one out. Let's say you pull out a penguin. You don't know if on the other side there's a penguin or a human. Okay, if you pull out one and it has a human on the front, it could have a human on the back or a penguin on the back. And so what you're going to do when we play the game is you're going to see that you have a choice of whether you want to flip it or not. Okay, so let's play the game. So play the Penguin Island game. And that isn't the game, is it? Okay, so we go to the digital apps, and we hit Penguin Island. And we say we're going to start the game. And you look at, there's some options, right? So we're going to start with simple game, which is that you have these 3 tiles, 1 each, and we're only going to play up to 10. And you can also have an automatic play. Okay, so that's something that we'll look at in a second. So we have a new game, and so we've got the penguin, and we say, well, okay, I've got 1 penguin, no humans. I'm going to flip the tile, and now I'm ahead 2 penguins to no humans. So I get a new tile, and I get a human, so I'll say, okay, I don't want to flip it because it's bad enough to add a human. I want to keep the penguin's head. So I go to new tile, okay, and I say, oh, well, maybe there's a penguin on the back, so I'm going to try again. Oh, no, now I'm behind. Okay, so I get a new one, and a penguin, and say, oh, I'm afraid there's a human behind, so I get a new tile. So I don't really have a strategy. Oh, I'll try, see if, oh, look at that, now I'm finally ahead. So I'll get a new tile, okay, and I'm going to do this 10 rounds. Okay, so I'm 6 humans ahead, so maybe I'm going to flip and say, oh, look at, now I'm way ahead. All right, so human, I'm going to take my chances. Okay, so it looks like if I just keep saying new tile, I'll probably win this game. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So I won that game. Okay, and that's all I can do. So I play a new game, and so you might say, I'm going to flip the tile every time. Let's see what happens if I flip the tile every time. Well, this isn't a very good start, is it? Humans are up 4-0, so I'm going to flip the tile every time. 4-2, I'm going to keep going, flip tile. Okay, 3-5, new tile. 4-5, flip up, 4-6. I'm going to keep going through 10 rounds. And just flip the tile every time. So I don't have to flip the tile, right? So flipping the tile, you look at the back and you add that up. Okay, so you can try and do it by intuition, or you could have a strategy of when you get ahead, you're going to go decide what you're going to do. And so what you want to do is experiment a little bit and keep track of your games and give a theory as to what's the best way to get more pay. So that time the humans won out, right? I want to have more penguins than I do humans. Then after you've done that, think back and say, well, I've got a strategy. And so within the options of the game, there's another option, which is, if you look at the menu, is you can go to autoplay. Okay? And you can try out your strategies as well. Okay? So give that a try, and then compare back with that sock that we started out with.